And Tracy, the Warriors have gone with that Hamptons 5 lineup to start both games. And I said they're plus 16 overall. They're plus 19 when Clint Capela is on the court. You've been saying, is he just unplayable against that lineup?
I wouldn't say he's unplayable, but adjustments need to be made. The Rockets can't score when he's out there. And how Clint Capela is effective is they run the pick and roll, and the big is hedging out, puts a lot of pressure on the back end of the defense, and he's throwing those lobs. Well, with this Hampton 5, they have speed and versatility all over the court. So even if you have two guys on the ball of James Harden, you try to lob the ball over, the backside is so fast, have speed to recover and get to Clint. Mm-hmm. And that is just not working. They're taking him completely out. I think and going into game 3, Mike D'Antoni has to make an adjustment to this lineup. You're going to have to put another guard, another penetrator or shooter.
You would change the starting lineup?
I will change the starting lineup. I would take Clint Capela out of this lineup and match up against this Hampton 5.
And you're moving in?
And I will move in Austin Rivers. I will put P.J. Tucker as a big, and I would just have 5 smalls out there to be able to penetrate. James is able to have open space, and if they want to help out, I got more shooters out on the basketball court opposing to having Clint Capela out there, clogging up the lane.
Wow. It just seems like, it's only been 2 games. The Rockets haven't gone home yet. I understand what you're saying, and boy, does it drive home the idea that bigs are sometimes a liability, I guess I'm going to say here, in the postseason against small lineups like that. Can we get those numbers back up again? How hard would it be to get those numbers again?
With Clint Capela on and off.
Because look at the defensive efficiency numbers. Those are just... I'm like stunned that having a 7-footer like Clint Capela on the court
makes the Warriors that much more efficient. What's interesting is that when Boogie Cousins went down, the one place where we thought, oh, this might hurt the Warriors, they're so good, it really almost doesn't matter, but the one place is in that matchup against Houston, having someone of Boogie's size to go up against Capela was supposedly really one of the reasons why he was important. And in fact, in the last game the 2 teams played down in Houston, Boogie had a huge game, right? So the idea was, okay, but you're saying, Tracy, basically the Warriors are so good that they now have to chase their small ball lineup. They
have to, and I'm going to tell you this, the Warriors have definitely kind of taken a page out of the Rockets' book. If you look at how Iguodala is scoring, Iggy is scoring just like Capela scores.
It's unbelievable.
Right, he has the most dunks in the playoffs because the defense is hedging out on Steph and KD. They pass the ball in the middle of the defense to Draymond. The defense has to collapse on Draymond, and he lobs it up to Iggy. That's how the Rockets play. The Rockets can't do that, though, with Capela being out there with this Hampton 5 defense.
It's funny you mentioned Iggy, and we've talked so much this year about load management, right? And what Kawhi Leonard in Toronto, I think we all agree that hasn't been the coolest thing. At least I don't think so. But this is an example of what load management works. The way they handled Iguodala during the season, the way they have the last 2 or 3 seasons. Look what he is destroying them right now. He's destroying the Houston Rockets, and he looks fresh, and to your point, he looks 12 years old. And that is what load management means. So not what's going on. That's not what went on with Kawhi and Toronto.
I know we went to 7 games last year in this series.
You don't see it.
But Iggy didn't play in that series, and I'm starting to see how much of a factor he really is.
It's just incredible.
Well, that's what's so interesting is because everyone keeps talking about how Chris Paul got hurt in that series with the implication, like, man, they were up 3-2. They had 2 games to play, and if they could have won just one of those games, and Chris Paul didn't get hurt. And the whole time, the Warriors and Andre Iguodala have been for the last year like, excuse me, Andre Iguodala was missing from those first 5 games.
There you go.
And that was a factor, too, and he was able to come back.
Absolutely.
Look, Trace, they're down 0-2. They're headed into this Game 3 Saturday on ABC. We saw James Harden battling that eye injury. He says he hopes he'll be okay by that game. Is it too soon for the Rockets to panic? You're changing lineups around now.
Of course. You have to make adjustments.
That's not panic.
That's not panic. You just have to make adjustment. The first 2 games really didn't go your way. And if you look at the numbers, it's with Clint Capela out on the floor, you can't score. You're having a hard time scoring. You're having a hard time defending. You have to make an adjustment. You don't want to stick with the same, starting lineup or the same game plan for the game 3, you got to mix something up and try something different. You're going back home. You should feel comfortable. The guys coming off the bench feel more comfortable being at home. James Harden should be healed up by Saturday, and I expect him, in order for them to win, because they didn't play bad. If you look at Eric Gordon, CP,
really.
PJ played well. James has to be regular season James, and I said this. You can't be, you know, James in previous playoffs. You have to be that guy that we've seen in the regular season.
So why isn't he? And don't tell me the eyes, because he shot better after the eyes.
Right.
I'm not saying he should get poked in the eye. I'm just saying that the eyes clearly didn't hamper his shooting. So why is he again?
Yeah,
this can't be exhaustion again.
No, but they're flooding him.
Defense.
You know, yeah, he gets the ball. They're flooding 2 guys. He gives it up, and then when they go back to him, they flood him again. I mean, they have a good defense.
They're playing great defense. You got to credit the defense.
I still think the Rockets are going to win Game 3. They're going to win Game 3.
You're putting your flag in now?
I feel that
yeah?
too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
So if they win Game 3, it's a 2-1 series. The Rockets are home, and now all this panic talk
Golden
goes away.
State did what they were
The series is
supposed to do.
not. It's not
There's
even.
no time to panic. Go home, win Game 3, and let's worry about Game 4 later.
Season hasn't even started. This series hasn't even started.